Hello everyone, I just wanted to make a quick video about another one of my portfolio projects. So this one is a Mandarin story coach. I basically made this one just to teach myself Mandarin. I spent a little bit of time learning Mandarin, but I'm not very advanced yet. So I wanted to make myself an app to help learn. So without further ado, I've already entered my username and password, so I'm going to go ahead and click log in. Now, here's the first feature that I wanted to show off. So this is the story reader. Basically, it's to teach the user not only new words, but also new phrases and new sentences so that they can kind of get used to actually speaking Chinese, or, so I can get used to actually speaking Chinese. So here we can set the reading level to intermediate. We have 3 reading levels: beginner, intermediate, and advanced. And then we have stories. So these are our intermediate stories. We're just going to select one of those. It pulls that up. Right now it's showing the pinyin and the English translation always. So we could change this to show on hover, or we could hide it completely. But if we put it as show on hover, then every time we hover over a word, we'll see the pinyin up here and we'll see the English translation down here. Now, if we want to get more information about a word, we can click on the word to highlight it, and we'll get this card here, which gives us the characters in a different font and the pinyin pronunciation, as well as some translations and an example sentence. And then here we can also read the word aloud to hear the pronunciation.
早高峰.
And then down here we have the sentence coach. So this takes each of the sentences and kind of gives us some practice with that. So this gives us a word-for-word translation. So if we just mouse over and look at the word-for-word translation of each word, that's what that looks like down here. Just morning rush hour bus is late. Completed action. It's pointing out this completed action marker here. 10 minutes. And then the natural English version of that is during morning rush hour, the bus was 10 minutes late. So it's kind of showing you the difference in kind of a word order and grammar that you have to do when you're thinking in Chinese versus when you're thinking in English. And then down here we have story words. So these are all the different vocab words from the story. So you can choose to add all of them to your flashcard deck, or I can expand this to see all and individually add whichever flashcards I want, or just add all of them. And then when I'm finished, I can answer how hard I thought the story felt. So I could say that it's hard. Since I'm the only person to answer, it's 100%. So then once I have the flashcards, I have this flashcard practice mode. So this is just kind of the standard mode, like you'd expect. You have your flashcards, you mark them correct or incorrect. You also have difficulty rating to put them in different piles. You can practice those different piles. One really cool feature is this lightener mode, which makes use of something called spaced repetition. So we have this thing called the forgetting curve. If you look here, you can see basically if you learn something only once, you'll forget it really quickly, but as you practice it more, you're less likely to forget it over time. So to make use of that principle, there's this idea of the lightener system, which you can look up. But basically there's 5 boxes, and as you get a card correct, it advances boxes, and as you get it incorrect, it demotes boxes. And you practice the ones that you need the most practice with the most often, and the ones that you already have down that you need the least practice with, you can practice those less often. So using that principle, the app designs a training schedule for the user so they can just hit study what's due today. It'll decide whether to show Mandarin first or English first, to go through correct and incorrect. And then at the end, they get some statistics to just kind of give some guidance. They get a final score, review incorrect cards, go back to there. Then the last thing is there's also quizzes. So this is kind of to track the user's progress and make sure that they know what they know, So here it's asking, what does Juntian mean? That's what those characters say. So we can say it means today, and so on. There's
今天下雨.
different kinds of characters. You listen to the sentence. And yeah, there's also a user profile that has some statistics on that, as well as some information that you can go ahead and share with the world if you want. Your current level, intermediate, what is your goal for studying, and what is your goal for how many you study per day. So yeah, in short, that's basically the Mandarin Story Coach. I only have a 5-minute limit on this video, so thank you very much for watching, and bye.